Market update on the 28th. So we did end up selling off more. In the video that I posted, I was still looking for 380 to 381. I ended up only getting one out of the two contracts that I wanted here at 380, but we sold off more. And I think that the most likely place we're going to go is lower now. We still could bounce, but it looks to me like this is going to be coming down here to at least 374, 375. And then if it were to bounce, it's probably only going to bounce back up here to, so just kind of like A, B, C, like that. And then we would probably back off a little bit and then go higher. The thing about this though is we probably wouldn't go that high because the 1.61 fib is sitting here at 388.40, and that's right in a daily supply zone. If we don't get past 390.50 around there, this would end up being just a shallow second wave, or yeah, most likely a shallow second wave. So now what I'm looking at is this being a third wave right here. So we have 1, 2, and then this is looking like, if we go on lower time frames, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could see a second wave pullback maybe tomorrow morning, and then a third wave that would take us all the way down to 374, bounce, maybe go lower to like 371, 372, and then we would bounce one more time and then one more move down. So no, I'm sorry, that's not right. This would only be, so if this is a subwave right here, we would be in third wave, 374, bounce, probably go down to like 373. Let's see what the 1.61 fib of this is. The 1.61 fib is here at 373.50. So that would end up being the third overall wave if we went right by the fibs. Then we would bounce to 375-ish. That would be the fourth wave. 375.80. And then we'd be looking at about 370. Probably test 370 for the end of the third wave. However, I drew the parallel lines. We need to get outside these parallel lines, so I think that it'd probably come down a little bit lower. It'd probably be somewhere between 367 and 370. So I go ahead and mark down here third wave, and then we would bounce to, say we come down here to 368.50 or so, bounce to 372, and then we would have one more wave down. To note, there is, let me get rid of these and show you that the 200-day moving average on the weekly, I think, is down here somewhere. So the 200-day moving average is right here. I think that would be a good destination for this, even if we came past it, kind of like this. I think we could come down here, hit that, maybe go a little bit past, and then bounce. And after the bounce, we'd probably be looking at a second wave, or it would end up being, like I talked about previously, it could end up being a really extended C wave. And that would mean we would have another move higher. So it would be A, B, and then a C wave higher. That would probably only go to, it'd probably go to August highs if that were to happen. So tomorrow, I guess the levels to watch for if it is going to be going higher from here. Levels to watch, if it comes back up here, this could potentially be an expanded flat too. I don't think it is, but if it's an expanded flat, we come back up here early in the morning and still be potentially a second wave and then come down. We still need to break above. If we break above 383.42 at this point, then I think we're in the clear as far as it going any lower. But if it comes up here to like 380, it could be an expanded flat here. So A, B, C, and then we go lower. So we'll have to watch it tomorrow. 383.42 is a key area to watch. If it breaks that, then I think we bottomed. And then on the downside, I'm looking for anywhere tomorrow breaking 370 basically. If it breaks 370, then I would consider that a third wave, and then we probably get a bounce and get one more move lower to the weekly 200 moving average at around 366 right here. And so we would just bounce off of that probably. I would say it's not going to go much farther than that. And then we'd see what happens after that. It could be a first wave like we talked about previously. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, or could be an extended fifth wave or extended C wave, and we're going to get A, B, C higher. I outlined this on a higher time frame. This is not out of the question. This would end up being a inverse head and shoulders. So we have A, B, C, and then we would have, let's see, we would have A, B, C, A, B, and then a C wave way up here, probably around the all-time highs, and then we would have a huge crash. And potentially this C wave could end up being a expanded flat if that were to happen, and that would take this all the way, let's say this comes down here all the way to like 500. That is possible, not likely, but possible. Still the most likely scenario is this right here, W, X, we're working on Y right now. And within the Y wave, we have A, B, C. This would be a first wave. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll see what happens from here, but I'm expecting more downside as the more likely of the two, because everyone is expecting a bounce. And so I think that they might just trickle it down into the 360s and hit that 200-day moving average on the weekly before we see any upside. So that's SPY, the dollar. And I think the best way to play the market right now is to buy in the money puts or in the money calls, however you want to play it, because we're not getting any volatility really. We're just getting kind of like trickling down. And if you're playing like short-term options, you're getting burned because there's too much chop. And so you can't have conviction when there's that much chop. You need to have conviction. You need to have like farther dated out puts in the money. So you're kind of playing it like you own shares short. The dollar bounced, but I still think the dollar has probably one more move lower. It's just being long and drawn out. So we still have W, X, Y, bounce, W, X, and we're working on A, B, probably a C wave down here. So just a long drawn out fourth wave in my opinion for the dollar, but still looking for that upside here eventually. The VIX, probably not any point to go over this still. VIX still up a little bit today, but not much. Apple, I'll go over Tesla here in a second. Apple, Apple is coming so close, like I talked about in the last video, to this parallel line. I think that's going to be important. It could slice through it too, but I do like a little bit of symmetry here, like it hits the parallel line and then bounces. And that would actually play in That would probably play in with a little bit more downside in the overall market, maybe another 2 or 3%, and then at least bounce up to here, potentially bottom right here. So we'll see how it plays out. Tesla, it's following Tesla really closely. And what I think is going to happen with Tesla is, I think tomorrow we actually are going to bounce based on, well, it's bouncing after hours too. I sold my puts a little bit early on this, but let me go on lower time frames. But it looks to me like we are just in A, B, and we're working on C. And C is another WXY actually, because this is not a 5-wave move. This is a ABC move as well. So the whole thing is WXY. I'm expecting it to hit at least the top of this, so 116.20, before it comes back down again. I don't think it's ready to go that much higher unless it goes like this and then goes 5-wave move like that. So that's possible like that, but it could also just be a ABC move and then we go lower. So on the higher time frames, I've been talking about we're probably in a 4th wave. 4th wave, we're looking for minimum of 125. And so that actually plays into WXY up to, I guess you could say ABC too, up here to 116.20, pull back, and then a 5-wave move up to like 125. So 1.61 fib is at 121. This could come all the way up here to like 118. The 1.61 fib is at 121 actually. So it could go higher than that, 118 to 121, pull back and then go higher. We could see like 125 to 140 for a 4th wave. The parallel line that I drew is over here. So maybe we get a bounce over the next like week or so in Tesla before getting another move down. So that's pretty much it for today. Let me know how you did. I did pretty good because I was just managing my deltas in my long-term portfolio. I wasn't really trading. And I took some profit when SPY fell a little bit, but I'm back in some puts. And Tesla, I am out of my puts right now because I'm waiting for that bounce. And I will get back in them whenever I see a clear signal that we're going to go lower. So that's it. Like, subscribe for more updates, and have a good night.